Hello. Going live again. Sunday. It's my birthday yesterday. I was gonna do a video, but I skipped it to drink beer instead. Celebrate my birthday. I know. I know. I look hot. I understand. Um, my wife was saying the other day, "You're wearing the same clothes." I'm like, okay. Well, I'll make sure to wear something different from one episode to the next. So, um, couple things when I talk about the positive mindset. Some people are confused what that means. Um, I know a couple people. Well, one for sure. I don't like naming names, but somebody I know was like, I'm gonna be a positive mindset. I'm just gonna say yes to everything." I'm like, no, that's the movie Yes Man. That's a Jim Carrey movie, and it's much different results when you just say yes to everything. That's not a positive mindset. What a positive mindset is not only do you believe that something has your back and good things are gonna happen for you. That's part of it. It's not, like I said, it's not saying yes to everything. It's just understanding that. Trying to find the exact right phrase. Like when people say like something just happens, like, oh, what's wrong? Like they automatically go to that. That's a negative mindset. What's wrong? Like no. What's right? That's the difference between a negative and positive mindset. Is you're looking for the positive in things. You're looking to compliment people. You're not looking to tear them down. You're looking for the good things. Like what? How is this going to help me? And not how is this going to make me feel miserable? Like it's almost literally the same bus. Two guys on the bus story is it's your viewpoint on life. It's that you understand that not only are good things going to happen for you, that you deserve to have good things happen to you. That's a positive mindset. Negative mindset is always like, oh, that's, I mean, it's not anybody's fault. That's literally grilled into you in your schooling, like for your entire life. Like if you get a 90% on a test, you didn't get nine right, you got one wrong. It's always the mindset of finding the flaw, finding the defect, because the school system was developed to create better factory workers. So if you're always looking for what's wrong, you're going to fix the defects on an assembly line and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it spills out into every aspect of your life is like, well, what's wrong? What's going on that's bad? Like stop looking for it because you're going to find it. I guarantee it. Um, that's the positive mindset. Is you're looking for the good. That's what that means. A lot of people are confused by that, but that's what that means is I'm looking to compliment somebody. Next time you meet somebody or you see somebody don't be like he looks horrible. It's like look for the good thing. Don't look for the bad thing. That's what a positive mindset is. And like I said, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it God. You can call it the universe. You can call it a force. It's just understanding that things are being guided in a direction for your own good. And that's not religion. That's it's kind of why I'm not religious at all because I don't like to contain ideologies into a box. And that's what religions do. I mean, they have some really good messages in a lot of religions, but they have limiting factors also. It's the whole dogma movie by Kevin Smith where it's like, you know, if you have a belief, you can't change that. That's that's putting yourself in that box of religion. Like, no, you have to follow this specific like that. There's no other way. And I don't like that. It's you. That's not a way to live because you're just accepting a truth that you have never proven. That's the problem I have with religions. I don't have a problem with people who are religious and want to live that way. That's fine. That's your right. I mean, that's why it's the First Amendment. Freedom of religion. You can believe what you want to believe. But I don't like to contain myself to a set parameter of truth. You should be open to the fact that you could be wrong. And religious connotations and religion just doesn't allow for that. Like, no, this is the way. That's and if you say it any other way, you're sacrilegious, and we're probably gonna burn you. Like literally gonna burn you for it. But that's my only problem with religions. They do not allow for a positive mindset. So that's one thing. As always, this stuff works for me. It can work for you if you consider it. Like this worked for me, you consider it. Okay. Well, that's a positive mindset. If anybody has any further reflections on that, please leave them in the comments. I'd like to hear it. Um, Second topic is parental memory. I watched a video not too long ago. I think just a couple months, couple this year. It's basically like we are here as when you're a parent, you're there to be the memory that your child lives by the rest of their life. Like they're in your charge, in my instance, for 24 years. I mean, well, for better or worse, you're in your parents' charge for about 20 years. And how they live their life is how you're going to draw from memory like that's the way it should be. So, as a parent, the best way for parenting is leading. Okay. The best way of parenting is leading by example. So, when you think of parental memory is my child's going to watch me, my child's going to watch me and see what I do. And then later on in life when they're an adult, they're going to be like, "Well, that's how they did it. So that must be the way it is." So, what kind of it's another thing to consider in your mindset and your behavior as a parent is how is my child going to remember me? Are they going to remember I did the good things? Are they going to remember I blew them off? Remember I didn't want to go play catch with them? I didn't want to go play with them? They're going to remember that stuff for sure. I remember that stuff for sure from my father. I was always a bother. I was never wanted to go play with me. Like, yeah. Your kids remember that stuff, so I I will drop everything if if my daughter wants to go do something because that's an example you set for her is I'm here for you. I'm here for your benefit. I'm on your side. Like I've told Brianna that several times. Like I'm on your side. Like every time I ask you to do something, you get like really defensive about it. But I'm on your side. I'm doing this not in judgment, but to make you a better person. And I think that's something if you convey to them, it's a little bit better received. I mean, they're still kids. They're still not going to listen to you. They're still going to be like, well, what do you know? You don't know anything. You don't know anything. Because that's just what kids do. Like, you don't know everything. And you don't. So that's another thing to consider is you are here as an example of how to live a good life for your kids. And if that scares you, then You need to reflect on what you're doing and give them the best example possible. There's no other way around that. You are the example that they will follow. And I've seen it multiple times. I mean, obesity is not genetic. There's no set markers in DNA that, well, that person's gonna be fat. And it's like, no, they do what the parents do. If the parents are overweight, the kids are probably gonna be overweight. If they don't exercise, the kids aren't gonna exercise. If you show them like, no, you should exercise your body, you should exercise your body, you should take care of your body, you should do all these things multiple times a week. I mean, they're gonna pick up on that. I mean, we go out we got in the back and play almost every night. I mean, not lately, but it's been super hot. Like 100 degrees hot lately. So, like I said, keep that in mind. You're not just living your life for you, you're living your life for your kids. And that's going to be their memory. And that's going to be their boilerplate. Like that's how it's supposed to happen. Like that. Like that's their only example is what you give it. And if you're not giving a good example, you need to change that. Otherwise, your kids are going to be end up unruly, unrespectful, ungrateful. You name it. They're going to have problems later on if you don't lead by example. Yeah. Here's my example. Drinking beer. I know I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But as always, these are my opinions and insights of things that I think that are right, things that I think that are wrong. I just like to put it out because like I said, I don't hear much about it by anybody else. Everyone's just talking about men and women, like how they interact. It's like, well, okay, you guys talk about that. We'll talk about something else. Like, third topic, the heavy jacket. It's something I thought about the other day. In regards to men, we have what we call our guard, and it's something that's ingrained in us as a protector, as a father, as a spouse. It's just ingrained in us to have this guard. And when the family is in a good environment and the man feels respected, he's going to come home and he's going to take that jacket off. He's going to take his guard down. He's going to take that heavy jacket off and put it on the coat rack. And we want to do that because it's a very, very heavy jacket. We don't want to wear it. But when we go outside of our own domain, that's what we have to wear is our guard, our heavy jacket. Always head on a swivel. What's going on? We don't want that at home. So when a man comes home and he doesn't feel respected and he doesn't feel loved, he will keep that jacket on. And the jacket is heavy. It's suffocating. It's suffocatingly heavy to wear that jacket. Let us take it off, all right? Let us take it off. Let us take off that jacket. And if a man takes off a jacket, puts his guard down, and you abuse that, he'll never take it off again. You get one strike in that regard. If a man opens up to you and tells you his feelings, and you make fun of him for it, or you laugh at him, you call him a bitch, or you call him a crybaby, like he's never gonna talk to you again about that stuff. He's no. And I hear a lot of women, it's like, well, men don't talk. And it's like, no, men will talk if you let them talk, if you listen to what they're saying, if you don't interrupt them, if you don't dismiss what they're saying as bullshit. Men will talk to you. But if you can't be bothered to pay attention or listen, they're not going to take off that jacket for you. They'll wear it. It's like it's not worth taking it off because it hurts more when I take that jacket off and I get hurt. That's that's why it's a heavy jacket. I almost said the F word, but the F word. But that's men's mental health in a nutshell right there. Is that heavy jacket they got to wear all the time. And we need a place to go to where we can take it off. Otherwise, it's suffocating, and some men never get out from underneath it. So, and that's all men want is to be respected and listened to when we talk. That's it. Well, there's other stuff, but you start there. He'll take that jacket off for you, and you'll get to know him. But if you don't respect the fact that he took that jacket off for you and make fun of him for it or give him crap for it, that's just not cool. Let's just leave it at that. That is not cool when someone opens up to you and you just blow it off. You don't get to see them jacketless for the rest of their life. That's you get no strikes. Like one strike, that's it for men. I mean, that's just the way we're built because it's not worth it. Like, but as always, these are my opinions, something to consider. I thought I was gonna have to record the heavy jacket offline because I thought I might get emotional about it, but yeah, I mean nothing, zero happened with me recently, like zero. My life at home is terrific. I love my wife. I love my daughter. I love her. I'm enjoying our time. But it's one of those men's mental health things that just don't get talked about because they're supposed to be, men are supposed to be the rock all the time. And you know, that's hard to do. Sometimes we don't want to be the rock. We just want to take her damn jacket off and just be left alone. I mean, it's something to consider when dealing with men. Um, that's not talked about enough. And if you're a guy and you're listening to this video and you want to talk to somebody else, I will talk to you. Like, I remember I shared a video with my friends Greg and Jeremy and Steven. It was this video game dialogue, and I mean, it was funny, but it was only funny to the point that it made fun of men's mental health and how it's not talked about. It's basically like one there it's four or five guys and they're playing this first place shooter game and one guy just randomly says, "If I had something to talk to you about, would you guys be there for me?" And they just berated this guy. Like it was hilarious. Don't get me wrong. Like it was funny, but it's just like I it's stuff that gets blown over and that's what people don't talk about when men's mental health is they're not willing to talk about it with anybody else because they're so used to having to burden everything on their shoulders in that jacket. They wear that jacket that contains everything in life. Like they want to take it off. And it was funny, but it makes you think at the same time because he was like, if I wanted someone to talk to you, could I talk to you guys? And they're like, no, no. I plan to go to your funeral knowing I could have prevented that knowledge. With the knowledge that I, what did he say exactly? I hope to go to your funeral with the knowledge that I could have prevented it. Like, and they just laughed themselves silly. And that's how men's health is considered. It's considered funny that bad things happen and then they're sad about it and it's just not right. I mean, people talk about equality, but they only want it. This might fire some people up, but people that ask for equality don't want equality. They want their turn. That's why they'll never get it. They don't want equality. They want their turn. And that's why they'll never get it. I said it twice. Okay. All right. I'm going to leave because I should. But dead air, dead air. I'm just staring at stuff. Sorry. It's just another reason why I do things live is like, because I would just space out if I was recording and just think about stuff too. Because that's all I do, just think about stuff. But all right. Well, covered at least one controversial topic and several that people should really think about. Think about men's mental health. Think about your children. Think about what kind of life you're leading that they're watching. Think about the positive mindset. Is think about the good in things. One thing I love to do is at least 2 or 3 times a day, I need to compliment somebody else legitimately. Like, don't make shit up. Like, make it real. Don't make it up. Like, oh, I like your hair. Like, no, I mean, tell them why. Like, really make their day. And that's something that will help you keep that positive mindset, keep going things forward, keeping positive, looking for the good in things. That's the positive mindset. And that's what I really want to convey is you're looking for the good in stuff. Okay. I'm just repeating myself now. So I'm gonna sign off. This is longer than I thought. As always, these are my opinions. If you get triggered by it, leave me a comment. I'll explain myself. But remember to challenge yourself. Always challenge yourself. Because if you don't, the world will. And I'd rather face adversity on my own terms. So, see you next time. Thanks for watching.